since decades now. And due to this, Institute on 1st April 2017 came up with Cost Accounting Standard 24 that says treatment of revenue in cost statements. So let me begin with the objective of the standard. It says the standard deals with principles and methods of classification, measurement, treatment, assignment of revenue, and its presentation and disclosure in cost statements. By classification, it means categorization or grouping of revenue on various heads. Broadly, it can be on operation head, other operations head, and other incomes. And it may vary from industry to industry. By measurement, it means revenue is measured on net sales value. And as the cost accounting standard 24 coincides with the accounting standard, it says revenue is measured at fair value. And by fair value, it means fair value is the price that would be received for the sale of an asset or transfer of a liability in an ordinary transaction between market participants. Moving forward, it deals with treatment and finally the assignment, that is allocating of revenue to various centers and its presentation and disclosure in cost statements. Let us understand what does revenue mean as per Cost Accounting Standard 24. It says revenue shall have the same meaning as assigned in the accounting standard by the central government under Companies Accounting Standards Rules 2006 and Indian Accounting Standards as per Indian Accounting Standard Rules 2015 as applicable. So that make important for us to understand what does revenue as per Indian Accounting Standard 18 says. It says revenue is a gross inflow of the economic benefits during the period arising in the ordinary course of the business, and when such inflows result in increase of equity. And it also says if that increase is on account of contribution considerations from the equity participants, that won't be considered as revenue. That also means कुछ ऐसे रेवेन्यू या कुछ ऐसे कैश इनफ्लोस भी होंगे जिनसे इक्विटी इंक्रीज नहीं होती है. तो लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड विद हेल्प ऑफ फ्यू एग्जांपल्स कि वो कौन से ऐसे इनफ्लोस हैं जिनसे इक्विटी इंक्रीज नहीं होती है. Like the first one, amount collected on the behalf of third parties. Like for example, tax collected on behalf of the government and finally paid to the government, that won't be considered as increase in equity. So ultimately won't be considered in revenue portion. The other one is in case of agency relationship, agent collect inflows on account of principal and the commission part of it is only considered as revenue for an agent. Likewise, in case of collection from debtors, when a business has a collection from its debtors, that does not consider in as revenue for a reason, because it has already been considered in revenue at the very point of sale. So moving forward, let us understand what is to be considered as revenue as per CAS 24. It says revenue from operations, and it means income arising in the ordinary course of business from the sale of goods or rendering of services, and it also includes incidental income arising from the ordinary course of business but not arising from the sale of main goods or services. And it specifically says it does not include other incomes. Let us take some example of other operating income that is also mentioned in Cost Accounting Standard 24 of sale of byproducts, sale of scrap, export incentives received from the government, product related subsidies and grants received from the government. क्या इसके अलावा और भी कोई ऐसा इनफ्लो या रेवेन्यू हो सकता है जो अदर ऑपरेटिंग इनकम में ट्रीट किया जाए? और या मैं ये कहूं कि कोई ऐसी सब्सिडी गवर्नमेंट की जो अदर ऑपरेटिंग इनकम में ट्रीट करा जाए बजाय इस बात के कि वो प्रोडक्ट रिलेटेड ना हो. लेट मी शेयर एन एग्जांपल विद यू. यहां राजस्थान स्टेट में एक जैपनीज जोन है अल्वर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में. वहां की गवर्नमेंट ने वहां पे जो भी इंडस्ट्री सेटअप हो रही हैं या हो रखी हैं उनके लिए 30% रिफंड दे रखा है that they can claim every quarterly. 30% refund of GST paid. The refund is claimed every quarterly. और वो जो refund है that is not specifically related to any product. That is part of its main function or main manufacturing. That is why it will also be considered as other operating revenue for the business. Moving forward, there are some other incomes that cannot be classified as revenue from operations. That a profit from sale of property or investments, interest from investments, penalties, fees, rent or lease, except them unless when the lease is on account of primary activity of the business. There are many more. I do remember an incident from my life from 2015 when I was in employment, and it is a funny moment of my life when my CFO of the company along with the plant head was sitting for discussion before a meeting was going to start, and they were discussing on an issue of reducing the sale for the month. And they were very concerned and they were looking for the points why the sale for the month was short. So at the moment I entered the room, my CFO was like, Nitish, cost. इसके अलावा भी है क्या तेरे कुछ पास? So he was like, revenue इस बार का कितना कम है, sale इस बार की कितनी कम है, उसके बारे में क्यों नहीं कुछ करता? I was blank. It was a funny moment actually from his side. So I just could say him, sir, I'm not a salesperson, that I could work on the revenue portion. So today, while standing here, speaking on the topic of revenue recognition, I feel, sir, today is the day when I started working on the revenue portion of the profit and loss account. So my motive of giving this example is people from industry and our CFOs or the director of finance heads, they have an expectation from cost accountants apart from costing also. And in order, if we want to move to a upper scale of a job in employment or a leading position as a cost auditor in the profession, we must look forward and above the costing profile. So here, my intention is revenue to bring along revenue as per Cost Accounting Standard 24 along with what ICDS provisions of ICDS 4 says. Income competition and disclosure standards were brought into effect by the government from 1st of April 2016. So let us understand with some points to ponder as how revenue as per Cost Accounting Standard 24 and how revenue as per ICDS 4 is treated. Like in case of sale of goods, CAS 24 says revenue is recognized at the point of dispatch, which coincides with the transfer of property in goods and risks or rewards or ownership, and no significant uncertainty risk exists of its ultimate collection. And likewise, what does ICDS 4 has to say about it? It says revenue shall be recognized when seller has transferred the property in goods to the buyer for a price, or all significant risks or rewards of ownership have been transferred to the buyer, and seller retains no effective control of the goods transferred, and there is no reasonable uncertainty, or there is a reasonable uncertainty of ultimate collection. More or less, they speak the same. The ultimate aim or the ultimate conclusion of it is when the beneficial control along with the transfer of goods has been given, the revenue in the statements has to be considered. So let us deal with it with the help of an example. As you are able to see the image on the PPT portion, the goods are delivered to the buyer. At the moment the goods are delivered to the buyer and the consideration is received, the revenue is considered. Revenue is to be considered. Let us take another example of a hire purchase when a machinery of a very huge cost is given on a hire purchase to a hirer, and in that case the title of the goods even though remain with the owner of the goods, but the beneficial right control is transferred to the hirer, and the revenue from it would have to be considered on the period of hire purchase or till the maturity of that hire purchase in the statements accordingly. Moving forward towards the rendering of services, CAS 24 prescribes, as it coincides with the accounting standard, it prescribes two methods of revenue recognition in case of rendering of services. It says percentage completion method and service completion method are the two methods prescribed. However, CAS 24, which coincides with the accounting standard, says percentage completion method is the recommended method so as to avoid any litigations. Now, what does percentage completion method under CAS 24 has to say? Percentage completion method, here the performance consists of execution of more than one act. When services are provided on an indeterminate number of acts during the particular period of time, revenue has to be recognized on specific period of time. Revenue has to be recognized on a straight line method. Likewise, in case of service completion method, there it has only a one act to be performed and revenue has to be recognized accordingly on completion of that act. So, let us see what does ICDS 4 has to say about it. It says, revenue from service contracts of not more than 90 days has to be considered, has to be recognized when service is completed or substantially completed. Otherwise, revenue is recognized by percentage completion method. It specifically says, ICDS specifically says that revenue has to be recognized as per percentage completion method except if the service contracts of not more than 90 days, it has to be considered on percentage completion. Let us take an example of it. A service starts on 1st of February 2019 and it is going to be end on 2nd of May 2019, a pack of 90 days complete, and it says the service contract not more than 90 days. So if the service get completed within a period of 90 days, it has to be considered in the books of accounts, not in the book of accounts. For the purpose of income tax computation, it has to be considered at the time of completion. So, how will it affect? The point to understand is under Cost Accounting Standard 24, the revenue will be considered on a proportionate basis, like proportionately in the financial year of 2018 and proportionately in the year of 1920. But as per ICDS provision, the complete revenue going to be realized in financial year 2019 and 20. So this was the real check. Moving forward, it says about the valuation principle, and as I already said, revenue shall be measured at fair value of the consideration received and receivable as per CAS 24, and ICDS 4 has no guidance on fair valuation method. Coming to the interest part, interest portion in the cost statements is taken to the reconciliation part, and as per ICDS 4, revenue is recognized on time basis, except in case of refund of any interest on refund of taxes, the interest portion is recognized on receipt basis. Same way, it deals with dividend. The cost account portion says it has to be dealt with reconciliation statements, and the ICDS 4 says revenue recognized from date of declaration of dividend has to be considered accordingly, except in the case of interim dividend when it has to be realized on the receipt basis. So royalty portion also says it is not to be considered in cost accounts, and revenue as per ICDS 4 has to be recognized on the basis of terms of agreement. So by this, I shall say thank you to everyone, and thank you to the dignitaries on the desk for giving this opportunity to me.